Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Sandy of Lolly and Sand, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Ontario, Canada. What interesting weather we're having. I have to say, because we had a whole bunch of snow the other day, and, well, a whole bunch being relative. I didn't shovel it, so I don't know how much. And then a little freezing rain last night, but today it was apparently slippery this morning, but there was no need to clean cars or anything. So that's a good thing. We don't want to talk about the weather. Did you see my surprise video that I posted on Sunday, January the 15th? We made, let's see if I can find it. Well, it was right here. Here it is. Okay, this is the card that I made at that video. So you for sure want to go back and take a look at that. I'm really proud of this card because I fussy cut all of this, every little bit, and I even popped up the big flower. So that was for our blog hop / Instagram hop. Alrighty. Yeah, I absolutely love this card. Like, I'm bonkers about it. I have to sit with my other cards, put it where it goes, right? Anyway, I'm trying something different. So the arm on my Archon holder is like way longer. So I feel like I'm like right in your face, but I'm hoping that I'm not. I kind of ran out of space. Anyway, hi Bea, how are you today? Lovely, lovely. So tonight we are going to be making fun fold cards, and it is called a tent fold card. You've probably seen this. I've never made it before. So why don't we just get started? Okay, see if I can flip this phone. All right, here we go. Oh, I see the flipper thing. All right, oh yeah, shut your eyes for just a moment while you look at the inside of my hand. Not that exciting. All righty, tighten it up, turn it around so you're not looking at my ceiling, because again, not terribly exciting. And just give that a little. So here's a piece of the paper from Favored Flowers, that card I just showed you. This is one of the, well, it's a little piece. You know what, I have to switch glasses. I thought I'd try my new reading glasses, and they are so strong that they're starting to make my tummy hurt. All right, so, and we're going to stamp on it. So I'm going to stamp this using, so this is With Love, and where did I find that? I found that on Country Bouquet. If I could see my video, I would know if I'm actually in the frame. There we go. Oh, it's way behind. All right, so I chose With Love. So you could say it's a Valentine's card. Sure. Might not be in the traditional color. Okay, so what's in the way this time? What is in the way that's making that be like that? Oh, I know what it is. Let me move my phone over. I'm waiting for that to go away. That's gross. Oh, good, it's gone. Okay, so that was part of the arm of my camera holder. All right, so I'm going to maybe put that in the center of the block. There we go. So we're going to ink this up in Memento black. It's Tuxedo Black. And go right about there. Easy peasy. Now, I don't know if you just noticed that. Did you see what I did? Something I tell you never to do. I rocked it. And you know why I rocked it? Past tense. I did that because through the photopolymer, I can actually see what I'm doing. Thus, I did it like that. Now, I have already cut this out. So we're going to set that aside and get to the card. I'm going to get all the little pieces out, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. There we go. Got the pieces. So I fussy cut out of the Ready to Ride. That's that, I'll still call it again the motorcycle paper. I cut those out, and it's an easy fussy cut. And I say, it's an easy fussy cut because it's black around it. I found it really simple. Now, I did mention that I had already cut out the With Love, and I used the Stylish Shapes dies. They have a couple of banners in them, Now the banner's not this small. It's the same thing as the last video, or last week's video, where I die cut from here and cut this, and then simply move the die this direction and cut again. That way I can get the size I want. So with love. Alrighty. Now, I wouldn't normally do this, but I had to cut the circle. So what we have here is, I didn't cut it evenly. What color did I use? Gray granite cardstock, cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. Now, normally I wouldn't glue down. Try the other side. Normally I wouldn't adhere the layer, but I had to cut the circle, which I didn't want to do. And apparently my measuring was off a bit. You know me, I can't center things. Even with a ruler, apparently I cannot center things. So what I got when I was done is I had this perfect circle. These are also from the Stitched Shapes dies, and I'm going to use this on the inside of the card. So we're keeping that, and I say let's get started with it. Now, the first thing is this little piece here is going to go up here. Now, when you open the card, you're going to see some of that, so I really don't want it to hang over too much. Okay, and I have my silicone sheet here because I just cleaned the glue off my desk. For someone who uses a silicone sheet a lot, I sure do get a lot of glue on my desk. And I am going to use Tombow for this. All right, so I'm not going to glue down here. I'm just going to glue up here. Alrighty, so welcome everyone. I can't see the comments at the moment because I'm just doing a little gluing. So what I wanted to do, and I really love this paper, and you can see it does have that shine to it, which is perfectly fine. I wanted to show that you can mix two completely different, like these are completely different DSPs and make a beautiful card. Okay, so let's go to the center part. I have to look at my card because I made it, wow, I made it yesterday. It's like my poor memory. So with the paper, I had to go inside, so not from the edge, I had to go in a little bit to get that cut out beautifully. Now, the only parts hanging over appear to be most of the leaves on this side, so we'll just glue here. And again, it's paper. It doesn't need a ton of glue. And I like the Tombow even for this, because I still like my wiggle room in case I don't like where that is. Now, if you put a ton of glue behind it and then try your wiggle room, you're going to spread glue, and that's not going to be a pretty sight. You won't like it. All right, now we have our sentiment, which I am going to pop up on dimensionals with love. So I had to do a bunch of the cutting ahead of time for a couple reasons. One, because my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine wiggles the table, which is, you know, not pleasant. Now here's the cool thing. You know me, and I love circles. It doesn't really matter where I do this, but I am going to put it right about here. Like, oh, that's the dogs. I want to have that facing the top. And I kind of want to get this like right in the right spot here. So I want it to be right there. And yes, some of it will be underneath, but that's okay. So I'm going to hold that there, and I think I just moved it, but I will do another adjustment. So the glue is not too close to the center, and I can go here and here and get that inside. Uh-oh, that's too close to the edge. There's a design flaw. I will have to move that. Almost lined up. I'm using my wiggle time. I'm going to pick this up because it is not in the right spot. But that is. Okay, so we're going to lift this up. And yes, I'm just going to peel it off carefully. Don't want to bend it too much. And move it in just a bit, because I don't want it interfering with the opening of the card. So we cannot go over the edge. Note to self. All right, there we go. We'll embellish that after. That's part of the card. Let's get to the fun fold part. And for this part, I do need, you know when you put your cutter right beside you? Oh, I put it right behind me this time. That's okay. Alrighty. And my little, I don't know about yours, but my scoring thingamajiggy falls out all the time. And it's hard to find. So I just take it out. And to take it out, you just go, if yours falls out too, and then I have a little cup usually right beside me, and I just put it in there. Put it back in, it's really easy. Okay, so this little piece of paper here, this is what's going to make our fold. This piece is, oh, you know what? Go back. I forgot to tell you the size of this one. 4 1/4 by 5 3/8. And then I cut using the largest stylish shapes. Good memory, huh? Alrighty. Okay, so this is 3 inches by 4 1/4. So it's the same width as a card. And I am going to score it on the 3-inch side. So we're going to make 3 score marks. The first one, and take your time doing this, is at 3/4 of an inch. Is that in the frame? Pretty much. The next one is at 1 1/2, which is right here. Do that. And then the next one is at 2 1/4. Now, if you notice how I'm wiggling the camera, just using my cutter. Okay, I'm going to take that little piece up, and I'm going to put it on the stand for now. Alrighty, so this is really simple. You are going to need your bone folder. Alrighty, and fold it in half. It's pretty even. It's funny, even using the scoring tool, you can still miss by a bit. It's not the end of the world, though. Okay, so right now you have a V. What we're going to do is make a W. So you're going to fold one side back and use your bone folder, and then you're going to fold the other side back and use your bone folder. And I might just take that out of there so I can get a better crease. All right, so what you want to see is this. This is a W, the opposite of the M. Okay, I crack myself up. And this is what makes our tent. So, do I have it handy? Oh, almost. For some reason, I set that way at the back. Pardon my arm. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use tear and tape because you want a really nice, strong adhesive. And this one does the trick. So it's still a W. I didn't mess up. And I'm going to start by putting a strip on there. Yeah, oh, there it is. Just use my fingernails for that. And of course, I have my fingers in the way. I can't see where I am. Nope, we're not at the end. I will put another piece there. Somehow I'm awkwardly weird with tear and tape. Don't know why. Awkwardly weird. Boy, I am going to scroll down a bit while I'm doing this. Hey, Elsie. Hey, Julie. Ah, here we go. Let's see if we could squash that in there. Or I'm not squashing. Any overhang, we just cut it. Oops, no overhang. Good. Okay, so that's that side, keeping it as a W. Ask me how I know this. You have to. Okay, I'll do it this way. Picking it up is probably the far better option. It's not, I didn't go right up to the edge, but I also didn't go down here to the bottom of the W. I don't think it's a big deal. Now, a tip for getting this off is to burnish it using something flat like your bone folder, and then get the tape off. I have to make sure I was way down too far. I'm crafting for me, apparently. I'm hoping when I go upstairs after my video, my craft studio is in the basement, that there's still some of my daughter's absolutely delicious cheese bread. She made peanut butter cookies today and had to take them to the work because she's making us gain weight. She's making us. All right, so still in the form of a W. I'm going to line up the bottom, edge to edge, and just press down. Cool. Still a W, double checking. I like to double check my work. All right. And I pressed down a little too early, but that's okay. I didn't press hard. So here we go. Hey, if you're new to me, by the way, say hello. Tell us where you're from while I peel this off. There we go. The other thing is, if you do like the video, likes and loves. Facebook likes all that. They like comments. Look at that tent fold. That's what a tent fold is. Cool, huh? So it sits up beautifully. We're not done, by the way. Oh, and that's crooked. We'll fix that. I'll fix that after. We still have to, like, where are you going to write on this card? We have to do the back. So this is very quick. I just took that same DSP. This piece is 1/2 inch by 4 1/8. And then this piece is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. End to end. Get her nice and straight. On we go. And the glue. And the glue. Waiting for the glue. What else did they make? Oh, they made cinnamon buns from scratch. Well, that's not true. They had a pizza glue. They had a pizza dough, but the rest was all scratch. So, not out of a package, in other words. My daughter has 4 days off. She's going to drive us crazy with all this wonderful food. Crazy as in, oh no, my poor tummy. All right, so we're not done. It's bugging me, so I am going to straighten this. So now that I've already poked at this once, I'm going to do it using my take your pick tool to try and not bend the paper again. You know, if it doesn't happen during a video, you have not done a video. Oh, oh, and shares are good too. I like your shares. If you can, share with your friends. If you've got some crafty friends that you think might like to see the video, then by all means. There we go. And now we're straight. Okay, you have to embellish. So I've kind of gone a little bit bonkers over these. I think I've used these in the last 2 videos. These are the pastel adhesive backed sequins. Bit of a mouthful. And they are in the mini. So I just want to check. I was looking, because this paper is kind of a peachy color, I am looking for a peachy one. So there's one right there. Got that one right off the dot. One there. I'm on to the second sheet. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is they're different sizes. So these are the smaller, and then I go up just a little bit in size, which is lovely. This one's kind of peachy. And I do like that they're different sizes too. They don't all have to be the same. And we'll go in here too. Not a huge area for embellishments. There is card number 1. Here, I got to straighten out my edge. That is card number 1. So you see how shiny that paper is? It makes it next to impossible to photograph. I did manage, but, okay, so we'll set that aside. But it was difficult. It took me 2 days because we had beautiful sunshine, not complaining, but shiny paper and beautiful sunshine mean that your pictures turn out horribly. All right, so here's number 2. So what I did pretty much is the opposite of the other card. So same base, exact same color. So I've used one piece of cardstock. So it's the 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Now, one thing I have to mention, if you have a magnetic plate of some sort, great. Mine broke, so I don't have it. So I took washi tape, but I always take it and I put it on either like a blanket or my shirt or my pants and just try and get some of the sticky off. And even though I did, I can still see it, that I can see the washi tape and this paper going through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine leaves little lines. So be aware of that. I also found on my first card that I could see the adhesive. So I didn't use Tombow for this. I used the Stampin' Seal to adhere this. Alrighty, so here comes our pieces. That's the back of the card, so we don't need that right now. Alrighty, so I've already gone ahead with the tent portion. Folding, folding, just so you can see it again. It's a W. And get those nice lines going. There we go. One more without all that behind it. Okay, so we've got that. Now, I want to question you on this, what you would like to see. Because on my original, I used, is that upside down? Yeah, I used this particular flower out of that same DSP. It's the free DSP with a $60 order from your Sale-a-bration catalog. So this is a little bit bland. I'll hold it up just a little bit closer so you can see it. Okay, so there's that. Or I can use the darker flower. So I'm going to wait a second and do other parts of the card while you say use the lighter, use the darker, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty. So I will move the comments so I can see them. In the meantime, I'm going to do the back of the card. Now it's exactly the same as the first card, so I just went ahead and glued that same strip. And you might think by cutting up this DSP that I wasted a lot of it. I really didn't. I took the leaves off to use on other cards. What I found was I didn't like the leaves with the black paper, with this paper. I just did not like them. Okay, I'm seeing dark and dark. Oh, well, you know what? I see 3 darks. I can't see the rest of the comments. They've already gone by. So we're going with dark. All right, so same thing as the first. However, I cut this window ahead of time. And here, I'll show you this way. They are not the same size. All right, so I used the, oh, good gracious. I wrote down the sizes too. Oh, you know why? I have to turn my paper over. That's why I can't tell. All right, I used the stitch rectangles. So for the front, this is approximate, okay? That's approximately 2 3/16 by 3 3/4. That's the size of the die. And for the inside, it's going to be a little bit bigger, so it's 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And sorry about bumping the camera there. I didn't want to see the edges. It was different than the round one. Well, I thought I'd make it different than the round one. So I do want to get it straight on the paper, as straight as I can. So glue that down. Oop, and glue it and move it. Okay, don't do what Sandy does. Alrighty. And what I'm going to do is after the video, I will go in with that little trick method I showed you previously, and I will glue the sides down. So I'll put glue on the end of this and just slide some glue right underneath. That way you don't have to sit here and watch me glue because it's kind of boring. Alrighty. So now we're going to decorate the inside. We know we have that much space. So since we're using the darker flower, I will set it. Let's see how my card looks. Like so. And then I cut out some of the leaves. This was thankfully there was one flower with 3 leaves attached, so I went with that. That's going to go about there. I want to make sure I have space for the words. You know, it's kind of embarrassing when your words don't fit. Okay, we're going to leave that there. And what I did is, this is from the same Ready to Ride pack, so this is the checks. There's also kind of like it's not really a diamond pattern. It's hard to describe, or I don't know the name of it. I want to show you that I did, in fact, remember to put the adhesive sheet on the back. So I cut out this little piece of paper, and then I just took my adhesive sheet and cut it just a tad smaller. And then you just have to peel this out of here. There's the U. And then, get this, just poke out some of the unimportant parts. Or maybe, I've heard this works. Let's just poke somehow I managed to get glue on that. Poke out the rest of everything and see if, it did. Okay, so it did leave the parts I didn't want. That's perfect. Alrighty, so I want to make sure you can see this. So I'm going to go a little bit higher. I think this flower might be a tiny bit, yeah, just a wee tiny bit bigger than the lighter. So I want you to be able to see that. All right. I'll close this again, but I'm going to put the U on first before I tack down the flowers. So to get this off, I have found my eyesight's a little off. It's just a little bit off. So it's because I have a cataract dead center on my pupil, on one eye, that it messes up my eyes, which is why I have actually got 3 pairs of reading glasses. And then I go back to the old ones all the time, the weak ones. The weak ones. All right. Close it again and set the word down. So I don't know if you can tell, but I also die cut that out of the Ready to Ride paper, and this is the checked paper. Ooh, which reminds me, you want to stay to the end because I couldn't stop, and I made a couple more cards. They're not the, that's crooked. They're not the fun fold, because I figure, well, we've done it twice. That should be good. Just roll the video back later. I messed up the U just a tad. Get back in shape. There. Phew. Oh, I thought I was going to mess that up. Okay. And we'll glue that down. Now, I did say that with this paper, I don't like to use the Tombow, but I'm going to set this down and then reposition as need be. I can come down a whole bunch lower. Because there's probably another word that goes with the U, right? Yeah. Dot, 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 dot. Come on. Remember, when you shake your Tombow, don't do it over your card, just in case. There. And let's see that they show. Yep, they don't have to show completely, but they're there. Alrighty. And then we have love. So that is from a different stamp set. I used a bunch. I really did. So this actually says love you. Oh, you know what? I was going to show you how I did that. Alrighty. Same paper. Stamp is on here. And you probably know this. You're going to get out, well, in my case, Scotch tape. I believe you can use like a Post-it note, something like that. But I'm going to cover up the word you. Because I just want to say love, and then the U is over here. So, here we go. You might get a little inky doing this. Tap, tap, tap. Same ink as the first time. I know when I do videos, I tend to stick to the same colors. And that's because I want to show you that you can make a lot with a little. Granted, I do use lots of dies. If you don't have dies, then just cut them. There we go. And you're right, Darlene. I do, like, let's see. I am having a lot of fun with this paper. All right. Before, oh, it's still stuck to me. Go. I don't want to get that other. So I uncovered that and stamp. And yes, there we go. I did rock again. There. That way I don't have to fussy. I don't get all fiddly with the die cutting. So the same thing. I used the same die as I did on the first card. And which are the stitched shapes, and those are the banners. The U is from, it's from this set. So there's the U right there. So, but it has the dies. So I'm sure they're called the Love for You dies, because now that they're calling them the same thing. Stampin' Up! Is awesome. All right, and we're going to get our dimensionals back again. They do fit. And I just don't feel it with the, if this was cardstock, I might just use one, but it's paper. So it's not real thick, which is lovely. We don't want really thick paper. This time we're not going to mess up. I'm going to put that right about. It's not pushed down yet. That looks straight to my eyes, mostly. All right. And then we do the tent again. So we don't need that flower, but I'm going to use that on another card. Here's our little double. Whoops, that was an M. I knew that. We're going to do the same thing we did on the first card. And then I'll show you the other two cards. So we'll just finish this one up. Lickety-spit. Split, not spit. Okay, so the glue, the tape is going here. And all the way down. I love checking out YouTube because there are so many beautiful, beautiful videos with lots of fun folds. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. when I'm doing these cards. I'm looking for a fun fold. All right, so we're going to burnish that again. I got a lump there, so hopefully that comes off nicely. And I got an air bubble on that one. Make sure it's still the W. It is. Alrighty, and again. Now I have used my fingernails on this, but adhesives are sticky, and they do get stuck to me, so, well, they get stuck to everybody. Alrighty, making sure it's still a W. Nope, that's an M. See, that's why we look. Sandy, Sandy, Sandy. It is a W. Alrighty, and then on. So I like to line up that one corner first. Did you notice that the cards don't have white bases? Now, I do have a card with a white base, but I think that's a couple times now I've done cards without white bases. Woo! What's happening to me? Alrighty. And close. I see your comment, Darlene. Thank you. Darlene's on my team, and she's lovely. And Darlene would like to welcome you to our team as well. There's our tent again. We need to just put a little bit of embellishment on, and then we're done. And I put them, hang on, there they are. I'm using something different this time because of the black. Those my finger marks. No. I wanted to tell you also, when I put this through the big boss is what we like to call it, I actually put a piece of paper on top to try and protect the the paper a bit. So we've got this size, and it's okay if you can't see all the dots, all the, like that there. And then I think we'll use yeah. Sometimes I've been avoiding the big ones. I don't know why, because they're pretty. That's card number 2. There's the back again. All right, let's do a little cleanup, get the lid on, and get those other cards out to show you. Well, I hope they're looking for a team to be on. I did put the link. Did I? Yes, I did. All right, let's show you the other cards. All right, I always need thank you cards. So, same paper. I had a leftover flower I could not resist. So it's really simple. This is the cane. I call it the cane folder, but it has it's 2 words. Make sure it's in the right spot. Super simple. This is this cutout, so it didn't go to waste. I just threw it onto the card, which I thought was kind of brilliant. And then a little strip of this underneath the white paper, and shazam, baby. All right. Now, I'm particularly proud of this one. I wanted to put both flowers on here. Yep, both flowers. So I wanted to use from the Sale-a-bration, the Favored Flowers DSP, I wanted to use that, and I wanted this. So look at all the fussy cutting I did today. No big deal, really. Behind here is the this DSP. That's the back side of one of the papers. So look at the little bubbles on it. Well, they're not bubbles, circles, kind of geometric circles. And then just for some interest, I cut it a little bit smaller. So this is probably 4 inches. And then just left space between. This circle is from my original, because my original was actually in smoky slate instead of gray granite. My daughter said, I don't like that color. So I switched colors. So that is the 2 layers. That's where that circle went. So that's been reused already. What else can I tell you about this? Oh, I just put a little bit of the glittered organdy ribbon. Now that doesn't span the whole card, okay? It's from here to here and from here to here under the flower. So all I did was this was already all together. I have glued everybody down, and all I did was use Stamp and Seal and make a little run here and a little run here. That's a really good tip on saving ribbon, especially if you love that ribbon. And there's those same adhesive back dots. So that's 1, 2. Notice how these don't sit down? And which is the one we did tonight? I don't know if it was this one or that one, but there we are. I don't think they all fit in the frame. I don't. I would love for you to tell me what you think of the cards. Like I'm really, really, really happy with the way they turned out. Like I'm like, woohoo. So, you know where there's a like button? If you could change that to love, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Now, oh, I love your comments. I will read them all later, I promise. Or probably tomorrow, because I haven't had supper yet. Oh, shock. If you want to purchase any of the products I've used, this is in the new mini. Again, this is Sale-a-bration paper you get free with a $60 order. It might be one that you choose. What else can I tell you? The link to shop is in the description, along with the host code. So if your order's under 200, use the host code. If it's 200 or more, don't use the host code, because you get the rewards. So there they are. Again, from the side, there's our W's, not M's. And again, the link to join my team is also there, because now I can see it. And this is going to go up onto YouTube, which is where you can see the video again of how I made this card. And I'll tell you about the products in it during the video. So you can tell Darlene is correct. I love this paper. It is super busy as one sheet, but when you cut it down, wow. And it's not a difficult fussy cut. If I can fussy cut all of this, so can you. Well, my friends, guess what? It is time to say goodbye for now. Again, follow. If you're not following me on, where am I? On Facebook, hit follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Your comments, your thumbs up, your likes, your loves, all help me out. And anyway, so bye for now. And I'm going to see you next Tuesday, January the 24th. Bye-bye, friends.